Okay, my blue dress. That'll be good. No, I'm fine. This is fine. This is good. I'm gonna stop worrying because Josh and I are friends, and we do nice things together. And last night was nice. It was very nice. I guess there's no reason to think tonight won't be too.
Well, it's too much at stake to mess up now. Okay.
Wow. You look fantastic.
Thanks. Thank you. So do you.
Well, thank you. And thank you for meeting me so early.
Sure, my pleasure.
So I guess we better go then.
I guess we should.
Let's go.
Wow, the salmon looks good. And you're worried about me. A little. Don't be, okay? You don't know how you feel about things, and I don't know how I feel. Let's just be honest with each other. That's all I've ever asked.
Okay. Honestly speaking, last night was extraordinary.
No regrets?
No.
Guilt?
No.
Confusion?
Yes. But it's something new. And you said that yourself.
Right, I did. Good, just as long as we're on the same page.
And as long as we're both okay with what happened.
I am.
I am.
Good, well then we have no problems.
That's right.
Except maybe we do. You do, anyway.
How so?
Well, it's not because of me, but because of Reva.
For bringing this up and talking about this, it could have been very uncomfortable, but it's not, actually.
I want to be able to talk about everything with you. And look, I'm really okay with taking it one day at a time, if that's what you want.
Do you ever say the wrong thing?
Well, it depends on how you take what I'm about to say. Is it me, or is this wine just really, really bad? It's really bad.
Believe that you're the middle child. I would have thought that you were the oldest. Oh, man, that was bad.
Oh, why? Do I
I'm
show
sorry.
my age that well,
No,
huh?
that's not what I meant at all. I just meant that when I saw you with Marissa in San Cristobal, I just assumed that you were the caretaker of the family.
Yeah, I guess I have taken care of my sister, my little brother.
Mm.
My parents divorced when we were pretty young, so they took it pretty hard.
What about you?
I was 12, and I always felt like Daddy's little girl. Guess I still did. I don't know. I thought the worst thing in the world was him moving out. But then a year later, he died, so...
I'm sorry.
Marissa just fell apart, you know, and my younger brother, he was really too young to understand anything. But I tell you what, it didn't take long for him to get into a lot of trouble.
And how did you deal with it?
I just did. I knew my dad would want me to keep things together, so that's what I tried to do.
You know, I think it's great that you were that you were there for your family. But when my father passed away, I really needed to talk and cry and laugh and tell stories about him. It doesn't sound like you got the chance to do that.
Well, I don't know if I could have explained what I was feeling at the time anyway, so... Besides, my dad was the only person who could get me talking at that age.
He was a fisherman, right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And he would come home with the most amazing stories every day.
Well, now that sounds familiar.
Familiar? Why?
Yes.
Because was HB a storyteller?
Well, that's an understatement.
I bet you those two would have loved to talk.
I'm sure they would have, but that's not what I meant. I was thinking about your storytelling ability. Your infamous imagination.
Oh, that.
Yeah.
Well, that was actually my favorite part of the night. I would sit on my dad's knee, and after each story he would tell me, he would ask me to tell him one back. And he would listen so intently. You know, like the adventures of my dolls were the most fascinating stories he's ever heard.
Sounds like you had a pretty special bond with your father.
No one loved me like my father did. It was just so...
Unconditional.
Yeah. I guess that's parents for you, right? So tell me about this legendary HB. You must have a story or two.
Or 3 or 400. But in the interest of time, I think we should save that for another night, huh?
Promise?
I promise. I'll tell you what, though, if you really want to hear stories about HB, you should talk to Billy, because he's the storyteller, not me. What?
Well, just that Billy isn't exactly my biggest fan.
He's very protective of Reva. HB was the same way.
I'm not surprised.
I'm sorry.
No, I mean it. I honestly can understand why people are drawn to Reva. My whole country was drawn to Reva. I was her friend.
Well, there's definitely something about her, yes. And it's amazing that you can smile about that and laugh about it.
Sometimes you have to, right? You know, I'm really sorry, because I should be helping you get your mind off Reva. Instead, I keep talking about her.
It's okay.
No, it isn't. You deserve a break, and we were having a really nice time.
Well, as far as I'm concerned, we're still having a nice time. You know, I'm sorry if this is painful for me to bring up, but you've not said a whole lot about what it's like for you to be separated from Marissa and Jonathan.
Well, to be honest, I haven't, because I thought it was a painful subject for you.
Well, you can talk to me about Jonathan. I know he was a big part of your life.
I miss them a lot, and my sister and Alfred. And and knowing I can't see them, but Reva did the right thing, you know? I mean, it's important for me that they're together and happy, and it's a sacrifice that I'll always be grateful for. And there I go, doing it again. I don't know what's wrong with me.
Nothing. You're saying what you're thinking and what you're feeling, and that's what we promised we'd do, right?
Yeah.
And what I'm thinking right now is I would love to go back to your place and have a cup of coffee.
Okay.